Today, on Be Something Wonderful, how the reality mirror technique can transform your life fast. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, good morning and welcome back to the studios of Be Something Wonderful. The question came up around the mirror principle, the idea that reality is just a mirror of who and what you're conscious of being within. That self-concept or that self-image of who you are. And this particular creator goes, okay, Tom, I get that. I get that the world won't smile until I do. That the mirror won't reflect my wish fulfilled until I smile, right? And this whole question came up around the mirror principle, and he said, okay, I get it. I'm choosing though. I'm I-aming. I'm imagining. I'm affirming. I'm smiling. Why isn't the world smiling back? Why am I not seeing my wish fulfilled in the form of a physical experience? Well, we're going to talk about this idea today and more. Remember, the mirror or the reflection won't smile until you do. Every spiritual teacher talks about this to some extent, right? That until you choose or change or choose another image or self-concept of who you are, the reflection or the projection, or in other words, your manifested experience can't change, right? It's just a reflection. It's like standing in front of a mirror in the 3D world mirror, and you see your reflection and you don't like it. So you start pawing at the mirror, pounding on the mirror, trying to change it. It doesn't change there. You don't change by pounding on the perceptions or the reflections, complaining or railing against or feeling bad about those projections or reflections. You change the image, who you are. You're the one standing in front of the mirror. It's you that creates that reflection in the 3D world mirror. So we've talked about that idea in other videos, but we're going to really unpack this idea today and more. So your perception, in other words, your manifested experience or reflection of that reality mirror, of the reality mirror, the life you're experiencing, won't and can't change until you, as the perceiver, does. You, as the perceiver, change. Right? Nothing changes until you do. In other words, the perceiver and its perceptions are one. The observer and its observations are one. The image, the self-concept or self-image of who you are, and its reflections are one. So we know this, right? You are reality. Right? You're standing in front of that mirror as reality. You are the mirror. You are reality. You are the perceiver, the perceiving and its perceptions, the observer, the observing and its observations. You're all of it as an I am awareness. But you ask, okay, I get that. I'm smiling. I'm choosing. I'm I-aming. I'm imagining. What's missing? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today, right? What's taking so long? Brought up that idea of time, that it's taking time. That the mirror has a delay in it, as a lot of teachers talk about, and that 3D reality or the reflection has to catch up with it. And we debunked all those ideas, but we're going to show you really why those don't mean anything and what's really missing from this. So let's talk about this. Remember what A Course in Miracles says. You will look upon that which you feel within. Right? And remember, we're not talking about changing thoughts and feelings. Those are also reflections or perceptions or projections of who and what you're conscious of being within, of your image of yourself, your self-concept. They're just another reflection, right? So it's not the emotion, it's not those changing temporary moods and thoughts and feelings. They are also manifested experiences, manifested perceptions, manifested reflections. They're unseen, but they're manifested experiences, right? They're also, just like the people, events, and circumstances, those manifested thoughts and feelings, temporary moods, are also out there in a sense. They're unseen, but they're out there nevertheless, along with the people, events, and circumstances, with your thoughts, feelings, and changing emotions. But we've talked about this idea that there is no out there, right? And what does that really mean? It means your manifested experiences are reflections, perceptions, projections of your self-concept, of your image, of your assumptions or conviction of self, I am awareness in the world. And the acceptance of that which you feel within as your reality or experience of reality. Wow. It's the acceptance of that image that you have of yourself as your reality reflects and projects your experience of reality, including those changing thoughts and feelings. That's a powerful notion. One more time, right? That, again, it's not about emotion. That you will look upon that which you feel within. What is A Course in Miracles referring to? The conviction of being of who you are. That's what you feel within. The changing thoughts and feelings are just projections or reflections of that overall state of being, right? The overall feeling or state of being of who you are, right? There's no out there means those manifested experiences of people, events, and circumstances that are seen, and the changing thoughts and feelings and emotions that are unseen are nevertheless reflections, perceptions, and projections of your self-concept, your self-image, your assumptions or conviction of yourself and the world, your acceptance of that which you feel within as your reality and experience of reality. Wow, very powerful. So let's really get to this today. Neville Goddard reinforces this idea, and I've talked about this in other videos as well. When I speak of feeling, he's referring to the feeling of wish fulfilled, which is like A Course in Miracles saying that what you feel within, you will look upon or see that which you feel within. Neville Goddard, when I speak of feeling, I do not mean emotion. Wow. Doesn't mean those changing perceptions or reflections of thoughts and feelings. Wow. But the acceptance of the fact that your desire, that desire is fulfilled. Wow. The acceptance of the fact of who you say you are, of your self-image, your self-concept. I am that I am. The feeling of wish fulfilled is what you feel within, like A Course in Miracles says. Your conviction of being that I am. Right? Just like a 3D world mirror reflection, right? That if you're pawing at the mirror trying to change that, trying to change emotions, feeling better or flipping thoughts, and manifested experiences of people, events, and circumstances that appear out there. Trying to do that without changing, or in other words, choosing the image or identity or conviction and assumptions of who you are, all of it is in vain. Without changing that identity, without accepting that state of being of who you are, all of that's in vain. As you stand in front of a 3D world mirror and paw at it, that's in vain. Nothing can change until you, the image that's on the other side of the mirror, changes. That's powerful. And here's the thing, because many spiritual teachers talk, and this guy brought this up as well. He said, well, I get it. It's just a reflection or projection. That 3D world's just an illusion, right? That's why. That's why you can't change that. Well, that's not exactly what we're saying. It's not because the reflection or perception of 3D world manifested experiences and appearances are not real, because that's what he was saying. They're not real anyway. It's not because they're not real. It's simply because they're not cause or source of anything. They're a real experience. If the image is real, if you're standing in front of a mirror, a 3D world mirror, and you're saying that reflection, if you're real, then that image in the mirror is real. It's just not what it seems. Do you see it? That's what illusion means. It's just not what it seems. In other words, that image in the mirror, that reflection in the mirror, is not source, is not cause of anything. You are. You, as the physical image on the other side of a 3D world mirror, are the creator and source and supply of that reflection within the mirror. We're going to show this and as it relates to a reality mirror. Do you see the difference there? So it's not so you could say, oh yeah, it's because the reflection's not real or 3D world is not real. That's not what we're saying. It's real. The reflection in the mirror is just as real as the image standing on the other side of it. It's simply that the reflection, the projection, right? That it's not what it, or that perception is not source or not cause of anything. That's what we're saying. It's not what it seems to be, right? It's still you. When you're standing in front of the mirror, that reflection is you. It's just not a form of you. It's not what it seems. It's not cause. It's not source. So that's powerful. And here you are. So think of this. This is the example of a 3D world mirror, the everyday mirror that you're looking into every now and then, right? Here's you on the other side, you as a physically focused identity. That's the image. And here's the reflection, the intangible reflection. You can't really touch it. You try to, but you can't. But it's just as real because if this image is real, the reflection's real. But it's not source or it's not cause of anything. Both are real, both are you, but one is cause, one is source, and that's you in a normal 3D mirror, right? When you're standing in front of the 3D world mirror, everything on your side appears real and tangible. But this intangible image is just as real, right? It's simply that your reflection is not source or cause of your physically focused experience of reality. You are, right? Do you see that? Therefore, if the image is real, well, the reflection must be real also. It's still you and you. Right? So even those physically felt emotions, right, are still real, but they're just a reflection of this image on the other side of the mirror. The people, events, and circumstances, and the thoughts and feelings, and we're going to show this today. Both are real experiences of reality. Even though you can't touch the reflection, it's just as real. Just wanted to point that out as we talk about the reality mirror. The reality mirror is like a 3D world mirror, only it's switched around. It's the other way around. We're going to show you this. It works just like a 3D world mirror, only the other way around. Right? This, in other words, when you're standing in front of the world mirror, you in your physical manifested experience, that's the reflection. That your physical experience, the physical experience of the people, events, and circumstances, and those changing thoughts and feelings, that those are reflections, those are perceptions, those are always changing. And the image on the other side is what's real. The I am, or what's reality, or what's experience. They're both reality, remember. I just want to point that out. But what you consider, right? In other words, when I say that, the image on the other side of the mirror is what you change or what you choose. It's source, right? So let's show this. So here's the world mirror. There's the mirror. There's you as all that is. I am awareness. That's that unchangeable you. Then you have your I am identity, that intangible, but just as real image of you. The image or the self-concept, you as cause and source of your reflected and perceived experience. Right? Just because you can't see it, just because it's intangible, doesn't mean it's not real. In fact, it's the only reality, right? But all of it's real. All of it's you. Then you have the tangible, but just as real, manifested experience, right? It's not, but what's the distinction? It's not source or cause of anything. Do you see it? In the dual mirror or the reality mirror, Your physical manifested reality now is tangible, but it's not source. It's not cause. Unlike the world mirror, where that physical you or that image is cause of that reflection. Now the physical you is the reflection. The physical manifested circumstances are the reflection or the perception or the manifested experience. The physically focused you and those emotions and those people, events, and circumstances are now the reflection or perception that can't be changed until you change the image. You're always standing in front of that mirror, just like a 3D world physical mirror. You can paw at that physical mirror all day, but that reflection won't change until you on the other side changes. But now, that physical you is the reflection, is the manifested experience, and all of those conditions around you, along with your thoughts and feelings. The reflection is now standing in front of the mirror, and the image is on the other side. Wow. The reflection is now on the other side of the mirror, standing in front of the mirror. The reflection's now standing in front of the mirror, and the image is on the other side. It's the other way around in the reality mirror. That's powerful. So let's talk about this. Well, you say, okay, Tom, like this guy said, I get that. The image, or my choice of identity, changes or creates the reflection, the manifested experiences, appearances, and emotions. I choose, I assumed, I imagined, I affirmed, but nothing appears to change. What's missing? Even though they understand this now, that, okay, I get it, but I am assuming, I am claiming, right? I am imagining, but this doesn't appear to change. What's the missing piece? The perceiving, the experiencing itself. That's the missing link, right? Think about this. Here's the mirror again, to show you this mirror again. There you are, your true identity, who you really are, that I am awareness. And then you have your I am identity, who you assume you are, right? Always changing. This is what you might want to call the perceiver. And then there's your perception, the reflection. Because you've been focusing on the perceiver and the perception and forgetting about the actual perceiving and experiencing of reality. Because that's what changes everything. It's all, remember, you do have the perceiver, which is the combination of that higher you and your focused identity, right? Who you say you are, your assumptions, what you're imagining. Then you have your perception or reflection. But all of this is your perceiving and experiencing of reality on all levels. You're perceiving and experiencing reality on all levels, right? The perception and reflection and manifested experiences are changing in every moment. So your perceiving, your experiencing of reality as reality changes reality, changes your manifested experience in every moment. So it's not about taking time. It's not that the 3D image needs to catch up. It's not even that there's a delay in the mirror. It's just that you're forgetting that experiencing and perceiving itself is reality. That's where your power is. So when you're asking where it is or it's taking time, you're creating that at the same time. You're creating the idea that it's taking time, that it's not there yet. And so this all changes together as one. There's no separation. So you're looking at reality as reality. You're perceiving reality as both the perceiver, the perceiving, and the perception. The observer, the observing, and the observed. So you go, well, what do I do, Tom? Then see reality always from how you would like it to be. There's no other choice. You are all of it, right? That's powerful image here. So let's continue with this. That's why we say, and we've said it before, that your experiencing and perceiving of reality is your reality. Is your manifested experience of I am, all of it. That's why we often quote and use the movie quote from the movie Next with Nicolas Cage as Chris Johnson in 2007. He says, here's the thing about the future. But you remember, we put in reality there instead of the future. Here's the thing about your manifested experience of reality. Every time you look at it, it changes because you looked at it. And that changes everything. Now substitute looked at it for experiencing or perceiving. Here's the thing about the manifested experience of reality. Every time you are experiencing it, it changes because you're experiencing it. And that changes everything. And here's the thing about the manifested experience of reality, or the reflection or the perceptions of reality. Every time you're perceiving it, it changes because you're perceiving it. And that changes everything. What you're looking at, you're looking with. This is powerful. Just as joy and gratitude and love don't exist outside of your experiencing of them, or your perceiving of them, nothing else does. Do you see? Nothing exists outside of perceiving and experiencing itself. That is all of reality. That's the missing piece. It's all of it. Look at this. You're experiencing perceiving itself. That's powerful. Whew. Your experiencing perceiving is reality. That's why Bashar and other spiritual greats have said circumstances don't matter, only state of being matters. And the other thing that Bashar likes to talk about, it's not what happens to you, but how you experience what happens to you, how you see it. Well, that makes sense because it's how you are the one and only power and authority over your experience of reality by your experiencing and perceiving of it. Do you see it? You're the only power over your perception or reflection or experience of reality, determined by your experiencing and perceiving of it, not just merely choosing who you are in that identity, but experiencing and being that in every moment, perceiving that in every moment from within. Because out there is that, it's like looking in the mirror. It's not changing that reflection in the 3D mirror. It's you being it. So it's your perceiving and experience of reality as reality. The perceiver equals I am. The perception equals I am. The perceiving equals I am. That changes your manifested experiences, your reflections and perceptions in every moment. When you really get this, and this guy did, this is going to change everything, right? That's how the mirror principle technique can transform your life fast. I am your host, Tom Kearin. And this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, thank you. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for liking and sharing and commenting on the videos. Thank you for being part of our Facebook group, The Ambassadors, at facebook.com/groups/Be Something Wonderful. For joining us on Instagram and Twitter at Tom Kearin, TikTok at Be Something Wonderful, anywhere on social media at either Tom Kearin or Be Something Wonderful, and for being part of our membership channel. We have a new live stream to be broadcast on the Be Something Wonderful membership channel. If you're a member, join us. It's going to be in December. It's going to be powerful. I'm going to be answering your questions live during the event, and also the questions that you've been sending to us at info@besomethingwonderful.com. That will all be covered on this next live event on the Be Something Wonderful membership channel. If you're a member, join us. If you're not, check out the link below. Creators, with great love, with great light and infinite gratitude, this is Tom Kearin here in the studios of Be Something Wonderful. Until next time, we'll see you soon.